Now the adventures of Nick and Willikins.
This is England. Actually, that's a lie. We're really getting off on the wrong foot here. I don't want you thinking that I'm one of those unreliable narrators. No, this is not England at all. This is, in fact, a barely coherent caricature of England perpetrated by two men who have never even left North America. Consequently, the game you're about to play will almost certainly be riddled with inaccuracies, anachronisms, and bad accents. Like truly terrible accents you people don't even want to know. Anyway, they dragged me out of retirement to tell this story, and I'm not about to waste my extremely valuable time defending the ill-conceived choices of its writers. So, moving on. This is England. Is England. This is the ancestral home of the wealthy and powerful Nick, currently by its last surviving male heir, young Nick of Nick Hall. Assisting Nick in the extremely complicated business of washing and dressing himself, along with the general maintenance of Nick Hall itself, we have this man. He answers to the name Willikins, but his young master has called him so many other things. Willikins is also one of the last of a dying breed, a breed of dedicated men-servants tirelessly devoted to the well-being of their assigned charges, no matter the circumstances.
I cannot overstress the importance of following the instructions of one's master, no matter how seemingly misguided, unethical, or even mortally dangerous they might be. Ours is to serve, not to question. All of this being said, one does have some latitude when it comes to addressing one's betters. Traditionally, it is acceptable to adopt one of the three basic attitudes, as observed and practiced by the great Western powers of servitude. The first, and one to which I must admit a bit of bias, is the British method, which stresses politeness and civility. This method is kind without being overly familiar, good enough to sustain an empire of nearly 1,000 years, so certainly good enough for the likes of you. Second is the one preferred by our American brethren, the friendly approach, presenting the illusion of being the master's equal, despite the fact that you both clearly know which of you is the lord and which is the lorded. Finally, there's the aggressive method, typically employed by our old friends, the Germans. No great surprise there, while obviously not advocating outright hostility towards the master. It does emphasize the notion that even the most noble among us may, on occasion, require a bit of helpful prodding. Right, so, young Willikins, kindly choose one of these methods and demonstrate it to me and the rest of the class.
As you wish, sir.
Ah, the classic, polite, British method. Trying to get on my good side then, eh, boy? Mr. Willikins, you'll make a fine manservant someday.
Willikins, you're the worst manservant what ever lived. Now stop daydreaming about your boring past and tend to my needs.
So begins another exhausting day for me here at Nick Hall.
Too right, Willikins. As per our usual routine, I have prepared an itinerary of daily activities for you.
Oh, good.
Item 1. Much like the princess in that story about the wee-stained mattress, I have detected something amiss with my bed. Have a look under there, won't you?
Very good, sir. Ah, so there is something under here. A charger for a mobile phone.
That's what we call cellular phones in England.
Rather. I'll just tidy this up then.
adequate job, Willikins. 5 out of 10. Honestly, you must try harder.
Oh, must I?
Now then, item the second. I'm hungry.
You're mungry, sir?
Hungry, with an H. Now, I know you have some food squirreled away on your person, and I demand that you feed it to me forthwith and hence. Here too. And such.
I'm not sure why I bother. He'll inevitably reject this and any subsequent offerings, no matter what they are. Sums up my existence rather neatly, I suppose. Pizza, hamburger, sir.
Cool, that old thing, you made me that yesterday. It's rubbish. Bung it down a loo.
Of course, sir. That'll be the first of, no doubt, many then. This is a device for cleaning French bums. It's criminally underused. Hilarious. It's a sink, or basin? Blast, where's my English to American dictionary?
Now that that important business is settled, I want you to go downstairs and prepare me some proper brekkie. You know what I like. I want you to take at least 2 seemingly incompatible food items and combine them in a new and interesting way. Or an old and boring way, what I've forgotten about. Go on, off you go.
Very good, sir.
Oh, and Willikins,
Sir?
remember it's Thursday, which means you may only prepare the items on my revised menu of foods what I will only eat on Thursdays. You will know these foods when you see them.
Right, that thing. Very, as I said once already, good, sir. They say Master Nick's good great-aunt Petunia once had tea with Queen Victoria, which, for those of you who haven't memorized the British monarchs, makes her extremely old. Good morning, Miss Petunia, Mum.
Mum, I'm not your mum. If I was, I expect I'd have to stop grabbing your bum now, wouldn't I?
Indeed.
In my defense, and that's defense with a C, you do have a lovely bum.
Well then, I suppose that's a feather in, let's say, my cap? Miss Petunia has threatened castration if I so much as go near her cuppa. I assume she means me, but I'd rather not find out, to be honest. These were not here an hour ago, and I know for a fact that Master Nick has not left his bedroom since then. He must have some sort of hidden dumbwaiter or something. Everything in here, no matter how disgusting it may appear to an outsider, is a completely viable culinary option for any self-respecting Englishman. Or indeed for Master Nick, but I'm only authorized to prepare foods on his lordship's ever-evolving Thursday menu today. There are some fresh sausages in here, however. For reasons that are best understood by his lordship, there's a completely intact and disturbingly warm piece of toast jammed in the drain. Master Nick's Thursday menu does indeed allow for this particular ingredient. Ah, the bountiful wonders of modern life. Fresh from the, as it were, teat. Everything in here, no matter how disgusting it may appear to an outsider, is a completely viable culinary option for any self-respecting Englishman. Or indeed for Master Nick, but I'm only authorized to prepare foods on his lordship's ever-evolving Thursday menu today. There are some fresh sausages in here, however. Master Nick's Thursday menu does indeed allow for this particular ingredient. If nothing else, we have that scurvy problem solved. Perfect for raw chicken, raw pork, and any other disease-carrying slabs of unprepared animal flesh. Ladies and gentlemen, salt and pepper. Keep your filthy jokes to yourself, please. We try our best, despite appearances to the contrary, to maintain an air of dignity here. Could be worse. Could be chocolate smoothie. Ugh. Everything in here, no matter how disgusting it may appear to an outsider, is a completely viable culinary option for any self-respecting Englishman. Or indeed for Master Nick, but I'm only authorized to prepare foods on his lordship's ever-evolving Thursday menu today. If I had a pound for every time I've had to explain what Jaffa cakes are to non-British people, I'd be dead. You say apricot, and I say apricot. Only one of us is correct. And it's me. All great English homes have tea. I'd commit ritual suicide if we didn't. So naturally, Master Nick regularly tries to surreptitiously dispose of this tea to make me do that. Hilarious. This contains file cards with some of the most sumptuous dishes ever concocted. I've never once opened this box in all the years I've worked here. I dare speculate what's even in this bottle. I'm dead certain it isn't wine. Ironically, that rodent is the cleanest thing in this room. I believe that's some sort of muppet. I don't know which. Best to leave that where it is. It's a load-bearing muppet. There appears to be something hidden just beneath this top layer of potatoes. Master Nick has rather cleverly hidden his cold, soggy chips under these raw potatoes. Well, you can't deny there's a certain logic to that. Master Nick's Thursday menu does indeed allow for this particular ingredient. Is there a more quintessentially British dish than bangers and mash? Well, there's fish and chips, but too late for that now. Perhaps next time. Those things don't go together. I'm sorry, I know you want them to, but they just don't. The grounds of Nick Hall are currently under extensive renovations in keeping with Master Nick's latest pet project, the Hedge Maze of Doom. On to the next thing then, sir.
Cor, you haven't done the last thing yet. Now bring me some breakfast or I shall become cross.
Is that not what you are now?
Positively revolting. Honestly, Willikins, I don't know what you think you're bloody doing in that kitchen. But I've half a mind to just say sod it and prepare my own brekkie.
Indeed, sir.
Now bung this down a loo and make me something else.
Your breakfast, sir.
Willikins, a palate as advanced as mine is not interested in the taste of one food. I told you to combine them. Willikins, let me put this in a way you'll understand. Go downstairs and prepare me some proper brekkie. Willikins, I thought I told you to flush that bloody food monstrosity you tried to feed me. The second thing I mean, not the pizza hamburger, which you surely flushed already. God, you know how this works. If you don't hop to it, our entire day's schedule will be ruined. Now get your bum, and the rest of you, down to the kitchen and make me a proper meal. You know what they say, Willikins. Third time's probably going to be rubbish as well, because everything you do is rubbish.
Is that what they say, sir?
Well, that's what I say.
Well, I can't be sure, but I expect this does not bode well.
Has Nick done something untoward? Is it even possible to do something toward? And if he has, will Willikins remain loyal per the rigidly binding ancient codes of English servitude? Find out, well, now. Seriously, you didn't think we'd just stop here, did you? Who would give you just part of a game? That's just cruel.
That came from the entrance hall. Much as I am loath to do so, I suppose it's my duty to investigate. Another lovely morning at Nick Hall, wouldn't you agree, Miss Petunia?
Caw, it'd be lovelier if you just acknowledged the unconsummated tension between us.
Ah, so we're getting an early start on that then, are we?
All I'm saying is, a lady of my advanced years could teach you a thing or two. I've known a lot of gentlemen in my day, biblically, I mean, and in both houses of sexual congress, if you take my meaning.
I do, unfortunately, but now I must be literally anywhere other than here. Good day, Mum. The West Wing is approximately 80% asbestos by design, so it's probably best to steer clear of that. One assumes he's in there somewhere, given the alternative, that he's actually gotten up off his arse. Master Nick? Hello?
Find something what requires handling and then handle it.
Master Nick is convinced he's a vampire, and it would break his heart to discover otherwise. The battery for this mobile phone is bereft of life. It rests in peace. And that's quite enough of those references now, thank you.
That is a bit of a silly walk you're doing, Willikins, now you mention it.
Animators cost money, sir. I'm doing my best. Hello, Sam. I mean, Max. I'd like to see an American try to plug something in here. This is for when Master Nick drops a dope banger at the club. Master Nick made one of the guards at Buckingham Palace laugh, and so, in keeping with ancient tradition, he was allowed to keep the hat. Well, now I've got a haddock. The H is most decidedly not silent. I've more urgent business to attend to at the moment, namely those suspicious sounds in the entrance hall. Now, I'm certain there was no corpse in this room when I tidied in here earlier. I suppose I'd better phone someone about this. Probably not a good idea to go smearing my fingerprints all over the poor fellow, especially before the authorities have had a chance to have a look round. It's still bloody charging, because of course it is, so I'll just leave it here and use the speaker function.
Emergency services, how may I direct your call?
Terribly sorry to trouble you, but a corpse has rather abruptly appeared, following a suspicious series of sound effects in our entrance hall.
Blimey, sir, that sounds serious. Our sat-nav tracker shows you're in Nick Hall, is that correct?
It is indeed. Well done, miss.
We'll send an inspector over at once.
I cannot thank you enough.
Morning all. I'm Detective Inspector Bobby of the West End Particulars.
Inspector Bobby of the Yard?
That'll be enough of that. Now then, I'm here about the corpse in your entrance hall.
Oh, that thing.
And this would seem to be a rather open and shut case. The victim, one Errol of Nick Hall, has clearly been murdered by you, Nick of Nick Hall.
You got nothing on me, coppers.
Actually, we've got quite a bit on you, sir. But under the circumstances being that you're rich, white, and clearly male, we can remand you to your residence of domesticity forthwith, and until such time as the court sees fit to hang you by your neck until dead.
That seems fair.
Oh, then I wasn't clear, was I? You, sir, are accused of murder and will be taking you away shortly. This will be very sad for you, and obviously for your manservant.
Yes, obviously.
So, just stay here and we'll be back for you soon. Cheerio!
Do people actually say cheerio?
If you like, I could look up the current usage and etymology of the expression for you.
What? Which expression? I'm already bored with this conversation. What else you got?
Gentlemen, a crime has been committed, and it can only be solved by me, the greatest detective in all of England.
Oh, is that where we are?
Allow me to introduce myself. Special Inspector Clever Ruse at your service.
Well, if you're at my service, make me an egg.
My God, has this man been deprived of his breakfast? That in itself is a tragedy, but not a crime as such. Nevertheless, it's the most important meal of the day. Who's responsible for this grievous error in judgment?
That would be me.
You look after this lad, do you?
In a manner of speaking.
So clearly this incident is your fault.
Ooh, I hadn't considered that angle.
That's because you're not Clever Ruse, lad.
Sorry, not sure I'm following the logic here. How is this my fault? Are we going with the tired old butler did it cliché?
For all we know, the tired old butler did do it.
No. You misunderstand. Obviously, you're a man of breeding, sophistication, education. Oxford man, are you?
Cambridge, actually.
Oh. Well, we can't have everything, I suppose. In any case, they should have taught you. Even at a bin-liner school like Cambridge.
It was recently ranked the 4th best university in the world.
So not even worth a bronze, then, right? Your master's safety and well-being is your responsibility. Consequently, it falls to you to exonerate his lordship.
Really? I would have thought the great detective.
Here, take this. It's the official Clever Ruse My First Crime Scene Investigation coloring book. And that's coloring with a U, naturally.
Naturally.
This will guide even the most thick-witted Cambridge dunderhead through the process of forensic murder solvery. Essentially, it comes down to 4 elements. Motive, murder weapon, at least one corroborating witness, and proof of the suspect's sanity.
Good luck with all that, Willikins.
As you locate each of these, you may colour in, and that's colour with a U, the corresponding area of the page. When you've coloured the entire page, phone me, and I shall be along at once. Clever ruse, away!
Oh, Willikins, did he just disappear in a cloud of smoke?
So it would appear.
Or disappear? Huh? Do you get it? Willikins? You still there?
I hate this thing. It knows why. If I were a cat, I would knock this off the table. But I'm not, so I won't.
Willikins, stay out of there. That area is off limits to you.
I'm honestly not sure if Master Nick has found a dog food that strongly resembles diamonds, or if he's trained his mangy little dog to actually eat diamonds. Neither would surprise me.
Cool, there's been a right argy-bargy out there this morning, and I was described as a full-on foofera. What on earth is going on?
Well, Mum, it seems there's been a murder in the entrance hall. We are currently looking into who the victim is and what exactly happened, but you'll be happy to know that Master Nick is, more or less, fine.
Well, in future, see that you keep your so-called manners someplace where I can't hear them. I nearly couldn't get back to sleep after all that racket.
It's stuck on the channel that tells you what's on the other channels that aren't this one. Until someone can get out and fix the satellite aerial, I'm afraid this is our only option.
Well then, go ahead and bloody fix it already.
Master Nick insists that Antelope rhymes with Penelope. Master Nick planted the other antler in the back garden some time ago, and yet no deer have sprouted in that spot. Not actually the last unicorn as seen in the book and the movie of the same name. This is, in fact, the penultimate unicorn. Oh, that's a bad miss. That detective fellow gave me this. It's meant to track my progress in gathering the 4 elements that can exonerate Master Nick. Motive, murder weapon, proof of sanity, and a witness. As of now, I've managed to locate none of them. Getting an idea of who this was and why he's here would be an excellent idea, and this police tape is hardly going to stop me. But I'd rather not contaminate the crime scene with my own fingerprints. I've always thought this thing was a bit unsettling, but I'm also fairly certain that there should be 2 of them. Surely one of them didn't just get up and walk away, though, did it? And do I actually want an answer to this question? Ah, an extremely rare double-headed hayfruit. That detective fellow gave me this. It's meant to track my progress in gathering the 4 elements that can exonerate Master Nick. Motive, murder weapon, proof of sanity, and a witness. As of now, I've managed to locate none of them. This is where the birds live. It seems that someone attempted to deliver a package around the time of the murder. I wonder if the delivery person saw anything. It appears to have one of those bloody QR codes on it that everyone seems to think people actually use. This one looks more like an owl to me. This was left by an activist of some sort. It appears to have been left here somewhere around the time our deceased friend arrived in the entrance hall.
Welcome to Stuffbringers Intercontinental, a division of Ed Arnold Industries, a subsidiary of Corpco International LLC. If you're calling to inquire about a delivery, please say the 64-digit tracking number now.
613.
Or, if you'd prefer to speak to an operator, simply say operator.
Oh, thank heavens. Operator.
I heard you say operator. Is this correct?
Yes.
Please hold. An operator will be with you shortly.
While I was walking through the hill, I heard a wail, 'twas mighty shrill, a weeping made by the twin pine small. Heard her sob, I saw her fall. You know what it is on, freak the sucker to the freaking door. Put my love at your skull, y'all, just like this. 6 verses in your hand, pop, pop, pop.
Stuffbringers Intercontinental, this is Deirdre. How may I help you?
Good morning. I'd like to speak with the delivery driver who attempted a delivery to Nick Hall this morning. I believe he may have seen something relevant to a criminal investigation.
Do you have the delivery slip that the driver left behind?
I have, yes.
And could you describe to me the animal that the QR code on the slip most closely resembles?
An owl. Definitely an owl.
Good, good. Right, now then, what is your postcode?
Pardon?
It's an alphanumeric code that designates your delivery zone. It's printed on every post box in the Commonwealth, sir.
I'm afraid I don't know that.
Well, sir, unfortunately I shall need to terminate this call. Please feel free to call again when you have even the most basic of information required of you. Good day.
It seems that someone attempted to deliver a package around the time of the murder. I wonder if the delivery person saw anything. It appears to have one of those bloody QR codes on it that everyone seems to think people actually use. This one looks more like an owl to me. It seems that someone attempted to deliver a package around the time of the murder. I wonder if the delivery person saw anything. It appears to have one of those bloody QR codes on it that everyone seems to think people actually use. This one looks more like an owl to me. No, thank you.
Welcome to Stuffbringers Intercontinental. Do you have the delivery slip that the driver left behind?
I have, yes.
And could you describe to me the animal that the QR code on the slip most closely resembles?
An owl. Definitely an owl.
Good, good. Right, now then, what is your postcode?
Pardon?
It's an alphanumeric code that designates your delivery zone. It's printed on every post box in the Commonwealth, sir.
I'm afraid I don't know that.
Well, sir, unfortunately I shall need to terminate this call. Please feel free to call again when you have even the most basic of information required of you. Good day.
It seems that someone attempted to deliver a package around the time of the murder. I wonder if the delivery person saw anything. It appears to have one of those bloody QR codes on it that everyone seems to think people actually use. This one looks more like an owl to me. I don't feel that this is a good use of my rather limited available time. Bit of a reach, don't you think? Those things don't go together. I'm sorry, I know you want them to, but they just don't. Now, why on earth would I want to do that? I'd like to see an American try to plug something in here.
Blay, hello.
Good morning. I'm the butler at Nick Hall, and there's been something of an incident here recently. It's possible you may have witnessed this incident, so I'm calling now to find out if this is indeed the case.
Before you ask your questions, I have a question for you. How many chlorofluorocarbons is an acceptable number of chlorofluorocarbons?
The seasoning you get when you order a Chinese?
No, that's monosodium glutamate. Also bad. You mortals are so woefully ignorant about this planet and its precious resources. The answer, by the way, was none. None chlorofluorocarbons. Ha 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 ha.
Wait, mortals? Are you not a mortal?
No, I'm a vampire. Can't you tell? Blay.
I thought it might be rude to assume.
Listen, I could potentially leave for eternity, and I'd rather not do it on a world choked with styrofoam Big Mac containers and plastic shopping bags.
I believe we call those, respectively, polystyrene and polyethylene.
I don't care what you call them. Just stop throwing them into the ocean.
So this is why you came to our home this morning, to lecture us about going green?
Correct. I hate going out during the day for obvious reasons, but my car runs on clean solar energy. Such irony is the story of my life. Or unlife, if you prefer.
I most certainly do not. Now, as much as I'd love to continue this conversation into eternity, I shall come to the point. Did you happen to witness, or I suppose cause, the murder that took place here earlier?
Certainly not. Decomposing corpses are the absolute worst greenhouse gas emitters. Had I encountered one, I would have done everything in my power to get it on ice, because...
Yes, very well. I've heard all I need, thank you.
I could come by again with some literature. Printed on recycled paper, of course.
Thank you, good day.
Welcome to Stuff Bringers Intercontinental. Do you have the delivery slip that the driver left behind?
I have, yes.
And could you describe to me the animal that the QR code on the slip most closely resembles?
An owl. Definitely an owl.
Good, good. Right, now then, what is your postcode?
Pardon?
It's an alphanumeric code that designates your delivery zone. It's printed on every postbox in the Commonwealth, sir.
I'm afraid I don't know that.
Well, sir, unfortunately I shall need to terminate this call. Please feel free to call again when you have even the most basic of information required of you. Good day.